It's finally time. Let the Eurovision
Podcast
Song Contest begin.
Hello, and welcome to a new episode of the Eurovision Podcast. Today we will take a look at the next 5 songs which are selected for this year's song contest, which are from Croatia, Czech Republic, Norway, Finland and Spain. So apparently we will have a lot of national finals this year, and this was my my concern for this year, that we won't have any national finals because each of the broadcaster would select the last year's singer again for this year. But luckily it's not that so. We will have a lot of internal selections, of course, but we still have a lot of national finals to talk about. So this year also, from those 5 countries which I listed up, 4 countries have made a national final. Only Czech Republic chose his last year's singer and selected a song internally. We will start with Croatia, who are again using Dora for their national final, and it was a big national final. There were I think 12 songs in the running order, which is quite a lot for a national final, without any semi-finals. So from those 12 singers, we have some familiar names. For example, Nina Kraljic, who participated in Stockholm 2016. Then we have Toni Cetinski, who is a big name in the Balkans. It's a very well-known singer. And also Bernarda Brunovic, whom we also maybe recognize from Switzerland some years ago. She participated in the national final, and I also saw her on The Voice of Germany. So she's a good performer and a very good singer. But Damir Kejo, who won last year, did not participate. I don't know what were the reasons. Maybe he had no time, or he didn't want to come again, or he wanted to wait maybe a year or participate when the pandemic is really over. So apparently he was not even invited in the national final. They just show his last year's performance on the television, which is a little bit strange. I don't know what were the reasons, but this is like how it is. So speaking of Nina Kraljic, she also opened the show with her new project, which is called Alkonost of Balkan. So Alkonost is a creature in Slavic mythology. I think it's something like a god of the forests. I don't know. And she uses Dora as birth of her new project, and she wants to show her new style and everything. And I must also say that we did not hear all the songs before. We only saw or heard snippets of some seconds, and I had to say that Nina Kraljic was by far my favorite of all the songs. It's such a nice style. It's I love this kind of ethnic songs, and she sang in Croatian, which I really like if the countries sing in their own language. And also the style, the singing, the way of singing, also the pictures looks very professional, very good, and she was by far my number 1 pre-final. She opened the show. I think she already criticized HRT, the broadcaster, for that. I think there's something between them. She doesn't like really the national broadcaster, or I don't know what are the reasons. I haven't read a lot about things. I don't know what is happening between them, but apparently she's not really keen with her broadcaster, but we will come to this later when the televoting and when the voting happened. Another big name was Bernarda, and she had also a very nice song which is composed by Borislav Milanov, very well known Bulgarian songwriter. I always say that I like his song the most. He's such a good producer, composer, I don't know how to say that. He's also part of the Symphonics team, and each year they send a lot of songs to the national finals, and almost every one of those songs is always my favorite, so apparently this year is no exception. Bernarda is also a very nice singer. She's blind, but she still managed to do a very good stage show. And another big name was Tony Zintinski, which I did not really like his song. It was a little bit old-fashioned, and maybe it's addressed to an older generation, I don't know, but for me it was not very nice. So for me the number one was Nina, and then the rest I didn't really care. No, I don't want to say that, but she was like my clear favorite. When I saw her staging, I was a little bit okay. It did not suit very well, and also I think the sound was a little bit off. I don't know how to say it. Like it was not synchronized with her way of singing. But still, for me, if the staging in the national final is bad, it's not a reason to not vote for this, because you can still make it better in the real contest. So for me, the staging should not be a very huge factor not to vote for a song, but the song is the main factor. So even though many criticized her staging, still she deserved to win because of her song. Speaking of winning, she did not win. So the winner was another name which I did not have on my list before, but now if I saw each of the acts, I can understand that Albina won with TikTok. She's a very young artist, and apparently she's very known in Croatia because of her participation at the Voice of Croatia. So maybe she got also points from this because many people recognized her. But also her stage show was very nice. It was very neon lighty, and she won both the jury votes and also the televote. So she's a deserved Croatian winner, I guess. But still, I'm a little bit sad about Nina Kraljic, that she could not go back to Croatia, to Eurovision. But I have to get used to it, because usually all my favorites, all my personal winners, do not win in the contest. So I said, for me this year, I will not take a lot of pressure on this, because if someone wins fairly, he won fairly, and if my winner does not win, then I have to accept that. And I think this year it will be like this, because lots of my personal winners did not win, but we will come to this later. Bernarda, her stage show was really nice. I enjoyed watching it, and even though she's blind, she did a really good staging, and it looks very good with this. I don't know how to say, there was a ring around her, and her voice is really amazing. I really like her, and she will come back to Eurovision one day, if not for Croatia, then maybe for Switzerland or maybe for Germany. I don't know. I think she will have still time to win. Albina won fairly with both jury and televote, and it was a very clear winner. She won the televote by a big margin to the second place. I don't know who was it. Maybe I think there was this Klappa group who got second, which was a very surprise for me. I did not expect them to do so well. Maybe they're also very famous, I don't know, but she won with a big margin, and so it's a fair winner, and this is what I like. Even though she's not my favorite, she won fairly, and that's the main reason. during the voting, I noticed that Nina seemed a little bit uninterested, or she did not really follow her results, because I think she maybe already knew that she will not win. So she was looking at her phone, and she was drinking a lot. So you could tell that each time she was cut to the main TV, she was like doing other stuff than following what is happening right now. After the show, you could I don't know what she said, but apparently she said a lot of harsh things, and even though you did not win, you should not do that, because you can lose a lot of points in your fandom, and if someone wins fairly, you have to accept it. And she said a lot of like bad things, and she did not congratulate Albina. So this is not what you have to do. You should accept your lose, and if you think that something is wrong, then try to address it, and not just play the I lost and everything is bad, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the next country is the Czech Republic, and this is the only country which did not make national final in these 5 countries who I'm talking today. So Benny Cristo returns back to the contest. He won last year, for me surprisingly, because the national final was very nice, but he was like my least favorite. But still, he won because I think he's very well known in Czech Republic. So this year he returns, and he made an internal selection for his song, and it is called Oh My God, which is like oh my god. And I was really impressed when I first heard the song and saw the music video. The song is really a big improvement compared to last year, because last year I was not a huge fan of his song, but this year he seemed to follow. I think he reads all the comments and he watches all the reactions. Last year he did a lot of revamps, because many people say, well, it needs a revamp, and he did it, and he did again a revamp, and then again a revamp. So apparently you can say that that he listens to his fans, and he tries to do his best. And this year I think he did a very good job. I'm very impressed by the song, and it's very modern, and also the music video was very well produced, very expensive, and it even has some Czech lines in it, in the song. So it ticks almost all boxes for a good song. But it seems like I'm the only one who likes it. He's like in the bottom 3 of the odds, and I don't really get this. I know it's Czech Republic, who are not very successful in the televoting, but a last place or a second to last place is not deserved. And I think he will impress us all, and he will come to the final. And I don't know which semi-final he is, but he will, mark my words, he will continue for the final, and he will advance to the final. But he deserves it, let's be honest. The next one is Norway, and they already said that they will use the Melodi Grand Prix again. But Ulrike, I think she rejected to participate. I don't know what was the reason. Maybe she wanted to have like 1 year off, or she did not have time. I don't know what is the reason, but I was a little bit sad, because for me her song was one of my favorites in last year, and I love her personality. I love everything about her, and I hope that she will come back next year. because she needs to go to Eurovision. She won last year, but could not go to Eurovision. So next year she will come back and stronger than ever. But still, this national final is my favorite national final this year. It was such a blessing to watch this show. I had so much fun to have such a good show during a lockdown. We're still in a lockdown here where I live, and watching this show made me really smile, because I don't understand what they were talking about, but it was such a good thing to see and to watch a good show again. And I kind of missed it because there was not a lot of things to do, but each Friday or Saturday, I think, I was waiting for this, and I skipped also the other national finals just to watch Melody Grand Prix, because I really like this show. Also, the songs are very good. Each of the songs was very nice, so they do an amazing job there in Norway. Denmark should really take notes how to select good songs. So this national final is so good that I want to talk about each of the semifinals, because I think it really deserved to analyze it a little bit more. Because in the first semifinal it was already bang for me. There was Kano, who won the televote in 2019 and also the Melody Grand Prix in 2019. And they came back, but they already got like a golden ticket to the final, so they only showed their stage performance on the semifinal, but out of the competition. And I heard also the song before, and I was really impressed. It was even better than Spirit of the Sky. So for me, they went straight to my top to win again. They were my favorite in 2019, and now they're my favorite again in this year. So they had a good song in 2019, but now they made it even better. It ticks all the boxes for a good Eurovision song. There was like ethnic sounds, like Sami, northern Norway sounds. There was the national language in it. Okay, it's the Sami language, but still, I guess it's a national language. We have Alexandra, who has a very gold voice for me. She's the best female singer in Eurovision I can imagine. Fred has also a lot of parts. He even had like a rap part, which was very interesting, but it kind of suited, I have to be honest. And also Tom had some lines to sing, but not so much like in his last song, Eurovision song. And also there was a high note in the end, which from Alexandra, and it was like amazing. I think you can wake her up at 4 a.m. in the morning, and she can sing the house down. Let's be honest. And also another gold ticket was for Tix. I never heard about him, and I listened to his song and I was like, okay, he's maybe some people liked him, I don't know, and I did not put a lot of attention to him because it's not a song worth to listen again for me. I thought so back then. We will talk about him later in the final. But let's continue with the second semi-final, and we saw already a new, not a new face, but a familiar face. It was Rayleigh. She won this semi-final, and this song was also one of my big favorites. I liked the 80s style of it. She looked very 80s. Her stage show was very aerobic 80s style, and also like my top moment was when she went down the stage and a bucket of water was split on her. It was like a big moment, and this one is really amazing, and this I really like this kind of impressive stage shows. And she's also a very good performer. She's very good singer, a little bit high pitched for my taste, but still she's a good singer, good performer. She looks amazing, everything. I liked her last year's song Wild. This year she even did like a little bit better, even though it was already good last year. So she deservingly won this semi-final, and she also went straight to my top together with Kano after this. So the third final was won by Emmy with Witchwoods, and I think the stage show somehow made it to the top, made her to the top. I'm not a fan of her voice. It disturbs me a lot because it's also very high pitched and very high, which I don't really like. But this kind of theme, witch woods, it suited, I guess, and that's why she won. So apparently she won with she's won deservingly. So okay. Also, Big Daddy Karsten was very very nice to watch, and he also deserved to go, but apparently she's better. I don't know. So the fourth semi-final I did not watch. It was won by Kim with My Lonely Voice. I don't know anything about, so I cannot really tell anything about this. I don't remember it. So let's continue to the fifth semi-final, and it was America with I Can't Escape who won this semi-final. And she was also a big favorite before, but not for me, because I'm not a huge fan of those kind of breathy ballads. I can understand why people may like this, but for me it's too slow. It's very silent. I don't like this kind of songs. But apparently she had very good lyrics, very good voice, and I understand why she won, but she was not my favorite. So in the final of this year's MGP, we also saw some changes. For example, Kano switched to white clothes, because I saw, this is also what I noticed, it was very dark. You could barely see them. They had like dark clothes, and it was very dark on their stage. And I understand why they choose like white clothes. And also Rayleigh, for example, she got rid of her curly 80s hair, but she changed back to her braid who she used back in 2020 in her song Wild. So it's a little bit, I kind of liked her 80s outfit more, but this outfit looked amazingly on her too, so it's okay. On the gold final, so after they performed, they announced who will go to the gold final, and it was Blåse Mafian who won in the first semi-final. And then there's Kano, Dix, who are already in the final, and also Jörn, who came to the second chance round, and he really did a big step, because he went from not qualifying through the semifinals just to qualify from the second chance round to go to the gold final. So it's a very huge step for him, I guess. But I was a little bit surprised that Rayleigh did not advance to the final, but okay, she did a great job. Maybe people don't like her new outfit, so that's why she did not advance, but I hope that she will come back next year if the rules are allowed to come back 3 times in a row. She still deserves to go to the contest. She's still young, I guess. She's like 22 or 23, so you have a lot of time to step on the Eurovision stage. So the gold final was for me very clear. That when I heard the names, it was like, okay, Kano will win this for sure. Blåse Mafian was also very good. It's not very lyrically, but this show is very captivating, and you want to see it again. And I think that's why they came to the gold final. So after they announced the gold final, they also announced which two singers will come to the Gul duel. I think it's called like Gold duel. And it was Kano, which is no surprise for me, and also Tix. And I was very surprised why first of all, why he advanced to the gold final, and then why again to the gold duel. I was doing some research, and apparently he is very famous in Norway. He's a big star there, and so I thought, okay, maybe he just came to the final because of his name and not of his song, because the stage show was very cliche Eurovision. Like he had gold, he had like angel wings and some chains, and black wings are like those backup dancers. It was very cliche, and I did not really like it, because you see this a lot in Eurovision. It's not something innovative. So for me it was like, okay. And also like the English version is not as good as the Norwegian version. So for me, after switching to the English version, he was like, okay, no, he's done for me. So I was very surprised that he advanced to the gold duel. And when they announced the numbers, they went like South Norway, West Norway, East Norway, North Norway, and he was leading all the televote points, and I was very surprised. Like, why did he have so much votes? I don't understand it. He won from every region except of the North Norway, maybe because of Red. He's from Northern Norway. He's from the Sami minority. So apparently he won this round because of many people identify with Fred. I don't know. So, but I was very surprised that he won all the other regions with a huge margin. It was a very big surprise for me. And this is also what I have to criticize. If you're successful in your own country, it does not mean that people outside of your country will vote. I never heard about his song. I think he wrote Sweet But Psycho by Ava Max. And also he did some other big hits in Norway. Okay, maybe he is a big name there, but for us, we don't know him, and we only can judge what we see and what we hear. And what we see and what we hear is not very good. So you should vote for the best song and not for the best name or best artist or best biggest name, or I don't know. So Norway, you did a great show, but you chose a very bad, not bad, but you did not choose the right winner. Let's be honest. Kano would be better. With Kano, you already had like a qualifier and maybe a winner. Also with Rayleigh, even Jörn and Blåse Mafia, and they were better than Tix. So sorry, Norwegians, you did a very bad choice. Sorry. Is he my favorite? No. Will he qualify? Sadly, no. Next one is Finland, and they again used UMK, Uuden musiikin kilpailu, how to say in Finnish. Axel, who won last year, first said that he won't compete for UMK, but when they released the songs, he was in it, so it was a little bit of a surprise for me, because he said he did not want to come back, and then you can see again his name. So okay, let's take it. And he also came up with a ballad. I think it was no surprise. We would not hear again a up-tempo dance techno song from him. It's not his style, I guess. So it's a very slow ballad, but it was a good ballad, to be honest. But not worth for a winner, sorry. Other big names in this UMK was Laura Pöldvere, I think it's her surname. She's a very well-known Estonian artist. She participated already for Estonia twice, I think in 2005 and in 2017, Lost in Verona with Koit. And speaking of Koit, he's also participating in the Estonian Eesti Laul, so maybe they could see each other again in Rotterdam, but a spoiler, both didn't win. So Laura did not even came close to a win. She was like dead last with just some points. I felt very sorry for her, but it's kind of, yeah, deservingly. Her song was not very good, and also maybe Finland doesn't want to be represented by an Estonian artist. I don't know. Maybe there was also this kind of ressentiments there. I can only speculate. But speaking of the other songs, they were very, very good. I was really surprised how good Finland chose his acts. Almost all the songs are a big favorite for me. I was really surprised. The quality was, the bar was set very, very high. So I don't know what Scandinavia is, or North Europe is doing there, but they managed to do a very good national final shows. So props to them. When I heard the songs, I had two favorites, which are I think her name was Ilta with a Finnish ballad, and Blind Channel with a very rocky sound, like a pop rock song. And a spoiler, Blind Channel won for Finland. So this year we already have like one of my personal favorites won a show, which is the first and maybe the only time what is happening this year. So even though Ilta was also another favorite of mine, but Blind Channel was also two of my top favorites. So we can say that one country chose my personal winner, and this is what I really like. I'm not a very huge fan of rock songs, but they did a very good show, and I think I'm not the only one who liked their song, and they will qualify for the final for sure. And also they won with a huge margin. Like they went, like there was a big number one, and then the second, I don't know who was the second, but there was a big margin to the second winner, or to the second place. So Ilta did not really advance. She did a very good show. Her song is amazingly, I still sometimes listen to it even though it's in Finnish. I really like the sound. Her stage show, she was like on a very strangely but very beautiful looking piano, and her voice is like very angelic, and I really liked her song, even though I'm not a fan of those kind of ballads, but she did a very good job. But she did like come second to last, or I don't know, but for me you are a winner, so thank you. And also thank you, Finland, for choosing Blind Channel. Thank God even one country chose my personal winner, so thank you, Finland. And the last one is Spain. So the television already said that Blas Canto will return again for them, and they did a show to choose his song. There were only two songs in the running. There was Voy a Quedarme, which is a slow ballad, and also Memoria, which is a little bit more like a mid-tempo pop song. And they did a show for choosing his song, and I was watching the show, and it was a lot to watch. Like, it started at 10 o'clock and it went like for 2 hours, and I don't understand how can they make a show lasting for 2 hours with only two songs. I cannot imagine. It was a lot of talking, a lot of people inviting there, and well, they had like big names there. The Pastora Soler, she was invited. She spoke with him. They showed some of his colleagues, of his friends, of some other singers there, and also some videos about how he was in the selection of the Junior Eurovision song in 2004. He came second there, and he lost to Maria Isabel, who eventually will win in that year the whole junior contest. So, and also his boy band in 2011, he participated for Spain to go to Eurovision. So there were a lot of talking, a lot of dialogues, a lot of songs, and it was a pain to watch the show because you don't understand each of the things they are saying, and they managed to do a 2-hour show just for 2 songs. Speaking of the songs, I'm not a fan of both of the songs. For me, my advice is to have more songs. If you choose already a internal artist, then give him like 5 songs like they did to Roxanne last year. You need to have bigger option to select the song, and also make the show a little bit quicker. Just cut the half of the talking and the decision to allow more songs competing. I think this is the best way to have a show. In the end, Voja Kadarme, or Kedarme, I don't know how to say, won. It's the ballad song, and well, it is the better option of the 2, but still I'm not a very huge fan of the song. It's again a ballad. I'm not very fan of a ballad, like I told you. If you're not like Ilta, this is a good ballad, but this is more like a boring ballad, to be honest. It will come, I think, bottom 5 again. It's very poor for Spain. This is the country whom I wish a good result the most, because they did not win for, I think, most of the years. Their last win was back in 1969, I think. So it's already over 50 years without a win for Spain. And also the last years, they almost came, each year they came in the bottom 5, and I wish to have a success for Spain. This year I don't think that it will be, but if I hope that next year they will win, or they came like top 10. The last top 10 was Pastora Soler in 2012, which is already 9 years ago. Wow. Yeah. So my wish for this year is that a country who never won wins again. So I'm holding my thumbs for Iceland, for Malta, for Lithuania. So I hope that those countries will win, because I know that they will do an amazing show next year, even though they're like small countries. And also Cyprus, they also deserve to win in the next year or this year. Or if not a country who never won, then it should be Spain, because Spain is for me like a country who never won, because their last year was so many years ago that many people don't even did not even memorize that Spain won once again. So if not a country who never won, then Spain should be a winner, because Portugal had the same faith, but they did win in 2017, so they can relax now. But Spain is the one country, and also a little bit of France. But France has a good chance to win this year. But I wish Spain a success more than France, because France is like in the last years they're on a good path, but for Spain there's a lot of to do, and I hope that it will change this year. I don't think so, but I think the 20s will be the decade of Spain. I think it will be. Yeah, so thank you for listening. These are the 5 songs which are selected, the next 5 songs. So that's for today. We analyzed the next 5 songs from Croatia, Czechia, Norway, Finland and Spain. So stay tuned for the next episode where I will talk about the next 5 songs. I think I will do the next 10 songs because the next 5 songs are a lot of internally selected songs which I don't have to talk a lot or analyze a lot. So for my next episode we will analyze the next 10 songs. And if you want to listen to it, then feel free to subscribe so we can hear each other for the next episode. Bye.